Hello, everybody. We are back for part 3 of Would You Like to Run an Idle Cafe? And I'm so excited. Alright, we're getting everything stood up here. My bad. Can't believe it. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button. Let's get it, shall we? I love these games. My name is Yokoyami Naoya, and I'm just your average boy, average guy. I have brown eyes and brown hair, and if I was placed in a crowd, you'd have a hard time spotting me. I don't really stand out in any substantial way, not in terms of my looks, my height, or my grades at school, which were middle of the road across the board. If you were to look at me now, you'd never be able to guess about my shady past. Back in high school, I had a bit of a complex about my sheer averageness, which spurred me into doing some pretty stupid things. I fell in with a gang of delinquents, and I started skipping school. I bleached my hair, got a bunch of piercings, and spent my evenings roving the streets, drinking and getting into fights. I missed so much class, I almost had to repeat a year. My parents despaired in me, and I ended up pushing all my friends away, bar one. That friend who stuck by me through thick and thin would be Suzuki Ichigo. She's a sweet, bubbly girl, and we've known one another for years. I figured Ichigo would be the first to turn her back on me, but she's not at all as squeamish as her pigtails and her cute clothes would suggest. Hey, Cunning, how are you doing, friend? How are you? Her faith in me was unwavering, even during my darkest hours. I eventually snapped out of my petty teenage rebellion. It only took a couple of years, in no small part owing to Ichigo. I shudder to think where I'd be right now if it weren't for her support. In a jail cell, perhaps, incarcerated for some petty crime. That's certainly the direction my life was heading, though it's hard to believe that now. I dyed my hair back to the original brown. I took out all my piercings, and I don't make a habit of antagonizing people anymore. I can't remember the last time I got a verbal altercation with anybody, let alone a fist fight, and I prefer if things stayed that way. I was able to graduate from high school in the end, despite my shocking attendance, but I couldn't get into the university of my choice. I studied incredibly hard to make up for all the time I wasted, but my best efforts weren't quite enough. I'm taking a break from academia for now to focus on my personal life. I'm studying to retake my university entrance exam at a later date, all while working in a small cafe. Ichigo and I live together in a nice, neat apartment, which is pretty cheap despite being fairly expensive. We're stationed in a seaside town, not too far from the town we grew up at. Ichigo did not fail her exam, unlike me, so she enrolled at a nearby university. She's studying to be a nurse, which is pretty demanding, and she also works at the same cafe I do, on top of all that. Ichigo's very busy, but she doesn't let that get her down. It's rare to see Ichigo without a smile on her face. She's positively overflowing with energy. Watching her work her butt off makes me want to follow suit. Which Ichigo, I think I can be the best version of me if possible. It's possible to be. Ichigo's not the only woman in my life, though. During my shift at the local cafe, I met two other girls. Ku, a space case with a few screws loose, and Mayuki, a stern disciplinary with a sweet side. Ichigo, Ku, Mayuki, and I spent a lot of time together, and we soon became friends. Our bonds are even deeper than mere friendship, in fact. And now, I'm dating Ichigo. I've known Ichigo for such a long time. I always regarded her as a little sister. I never imagined I'd one day grow to fall in love with her. But Ichigo so relentlessly cheerful, perhaps it was inevitable that I'd fall for her charms. It doesn't help that she's so attractive either. I like her a lot, more than I ever thought I would, and I'm very comfortable with our newfound relationship. The cafe I work at was going through a rocky patch. According to the cafe owner, Miss Mayamori, it had been hemorrhaging customers for quite some time, and had been on life support for over a year. If things didn't pick up, the cafe was in real danger of being shut down. I didn't want to let that happen, and neither did Ku or Mayuki, or who regards Miss Mayamori like a big sister. I saw out Ichigo's advice, and she hit up. Let me start over. I sought out Ichigo's advice, and she hit upon a plan to help revitalize Miss Mayamori's failing business. I just want to make sure my mic is working. Ichigo decided in a burst of inspiration that what the cafe needed was its very own idol unit. Ichigo is something of a savant when it comes to the world of idols. She knows all there is to know about the latest trends, and her room is a shrine devoted to the most popular artist, Hasashi. Oh my god. It's been so long I can't remember the name. Hasizora Shirori, being chief among them. Ichigo said that the cafe idols, as in idols who represent cafes, have recently seen a surge in popularity. Cafes with successful idols unit attached often see profit increased of up to 100%. Or so Ichigo said. I thought it all sounded a little too good to be true, if I'm being honest, but Ichigo is the idol professor, not me. I was desperate to turn Miss Mayamori's fortune around, as were Ku and Mayuki, so we took Ichigo's advice. Under Ichigo's watchful eye, and with Miss Mayamori's position, a new idol unit was formed, Sweet Shoreline. Sweet Shoreline is a 3-person unit that consists of Ichigo, Ku, and Mayuki. I'm not part of the group myself. I don't think anybody would want to watch me dance, but I do some managerial stuff on the side. It's my job to film Sweet Shoreline's music videos, edit them together, and upload them to my YouTube. That doesn't sound like a hard job, and I guess it isn't, not compared to how Ichigo, Ku, and Mayuki work, but monitoring Sweet Shoreline's social media takes up a decent chunk of my time. Sweet Shoreline was relatively unheard of when they started out, but the first music video became unexpectedly popular online. Since then, Sweet Shorelines have gone from strength to strength. It's been 8 months since the first success, and the hype around them doesn't seem to be dying anytime soon. Cafe Shoreline is more popular than it has ever been. Customers flock from all over Japan to watch Sweet Shoreline perform live, to the chagrin of Honey Devil, a rival idol group from another cafe. Things couldn't be going better. Business is booming, Miss Mayamori is happy, and while the girls of Sweet Shoreline are exhausted, I think they're happy too. Sweet Shoreline has achieved a lot, but I'm feeling this is only the tip of the proverbial, I'll get it out, proverbial iceberg. I've known Ichigo since I was a kid, and I'm well aware of how incredible she is when she puts her mind to something. She really goes all out. She's passionate about the cafe idol thing, and I think she wants to push Sweet Shoreline to even greater heights. One day, Sweet Shoreline might graduate from being cafe idols to worldwide celebs. Or when that does happen, I'll be right there to watch their ascent. I don't know if there's anything I can really do to help, but that won't stop me from trying. I never really saw the appeal of idols, but they're seriously starting to grow on me. It took a while, but I've been converted to their creed. Idols really are the best. Get up, Naoya. Like right this instant, something really amazing happened. There's no time to be snoozing, you big dummy. No, what? I went, still half asleep, as hands descend upon me. I feel fingers curled around my shoulders, shaking me, and no, not too gently. So the back of my head bumps against my pillow. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I don't know what exactly is going on, but it feels like I'm being tossed around in a washing machine. What's going on? An earthquake? No, silly. It's something far, far better than that. Now, get your butt into gear. I've got something incredible to tell you. The hands gripping my shoulders shake me harder still, until my teeth click together. I went. I don't know who exactly is shaking me or why, but they sure sound insistent. Their voice is familiar, actually. It's high-pitched and girlish. But it's my sleepy stupor. I can't sacredly tell who it is. My mind is a total muddle, and all the shaking isn't helping. It'd be nice if I could snatch a few more winks, but come on, Naoya. Don't leave a lady waiting. Don't you know that's rude? Clearly that's not possible. If I wasn't awake before I am now, I'll never be able to doze off like this. Alright, I'm awake. You're most. I like how the trumpet says you're most. It's something. Damn it, I missed it. Alarm clock. I crack my eyes open slowly, then look up. Hallelujah! I got through to him at long last. Good morning, Naoya. Yeah, good morning. I blink in a desperate attempt to focus on my vision, then stare. The woman sitting on top of me is, I soon discover, wearing a pair of cute pink pajamas, which is gaping open slightly at the chest. Her hair is long and blonde, and it is tied back into two ponytails with a pair of cute pink ribbons. Her green eyes are shining, and on her face she wears a wide smile. Now I'm seeing her up close. I realize who it is at once. It's none other than Ichigo. Now I wonder what she's after. Did something happen? It's rare to wake me up before me. It's rare you wake up before me. Yes, something happened. Something really incredible. I woke up earlier than usual, you see, and I was gonna go back to sleep. But I thought I'd check my phone before I did. And when I did, I saw I had an email. And it was, like, really incredible. An incredible email, huh? I have a few doubts about that. The email wasn't from a Nigerian prince asking you to deposit a huge sums of money into his bank account, was it? No, of course not. As if I'd fall for an obvious scam like that. I'm not an idiot, you know. Alright, it's never hurt to double check. So, what did the email say? Oh, it's incredible. I hardly dared believe it myself, but I double checked. Then triple checked. and it all seems legit. Seemed legit. We, that is to say, Sweet Shoreline, have been selected by none other than Shirori herself to compete in the Rising Stars Cup. Holy shit. Oh, I see. My brow furrows. Silence falls. I'm sure Ichigo means this to be a great revolution, but I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. So, I run a hand through my hair. I know I'm rumpling it, but I doubt it matters all that much. It was already rumpled after a night spent shapeshifting beneath my sheets. Shifting beneath my sheets. What is the Rising Star Cup exactly? What? Ichigo recoils, her green eyes comedically large. Don't tell me you've not heard of the Rising Star Cup. Evidently not, or wouldn't be asking what it is. I wouldn't be asking what it is. And don't shout, you'll disturb the neighbors. Oh, right. I'm sorry about that. Ichigo giggles coyly, her fingertips pressed together. I didn't mean to yell. This is just like such a surprise. How can you not know about the Rising Star Cup? It's a huge event in the world of idols. It is presided over by Shirori herself. Shirori? That name rings a bell. Isn't she your favorite idol? That's right. She's the queen of the idol industry. So talented and untouchable, just thinking about her makes my heart race. There's nobody more amazing than her. She could spit on me and I'd thank her for it. In fact, I bet her spit would taste really good. Ooh hee hee hee. Ichigo giggles, both hands clasped on her cheeks. She's starting to get flushed, as she often does when the subject of Shirori comes up. Ichigo must be one of Shirori's most dedicated or diehard fans. She's the sort of who will buy dozens of single CDs released for a chance to score a ticket to an exclusive handshake event. Her pink girlish bedroom is a monument to all things idol related. The walls are plastered in posters and her shelves are stacked full of CDs. She keeps tabs on all the up-and-coming idol groups that sprout up around Japan. From school idols to cafe idols, but nobody has won her over quite like Shirori. So, if you take part in the Rising Star Cup, will you get a shot at meeting Shirori? Oh, I do hope so. That'd be like a dream come true. I'd be prepared to do almost anything to see my queen. I'd die happy simply being able to breathe in the same air as her. Yeah, I'll have to veto that. I hold hands up in an X in front of my face. Sorry, Ichigo, but you can't die. You're the leader of a Sweet Shoreline. Ku and Miyuki would be lost without you, and so would I. You're precious to me. Well, gee. Ichigo giggles shyly. Way to make a girl blush, Naoya. For an ex-delinquent, you sure know how to sweet-talk the ladies. I don't point out that I don't often regard Ichigo as a lady. We've spent so much time together, I'm now overly aware of her sex as I would with any other woman. To me, she's just Ichigo. Her gender is irrelevant. I guess I won't die then. I can't. Not until I've led Sweet Shoreline to victory in the Rising Star Cup. Rising Stars Cup. I know you're not that into idols yourself, Naoya, but this is like a really big deal. The Rising Star Cup takes place in Tokyo every year. Only the most popular up-and-coming idols are selected to participate in it. Those who haven't made real waves in the industry. They're pitted against one another, kind of like Battle Royale. They sing and dance during a grueling competition until only one group is left standing. Shirori chooses the winner and she gives them this huge trophy. The whole thing is streamed live on the internet, and hundreds of thousands of people tune in to watch it. I see. That really does sound incredible. So, what happens to the winning group? They usually get snapped up by major labels. They release CDs and pay-per-views, and their popularity skyrockets. Last year's winner of the Rising Star Cup have become like super successful. Their songs are always in the charts, and they're even slated to appear in a bunch of TV dramas. I see. I nod while trying to process all this info. It's a lot to take in, particularly before 7, but I think I've got the gist of it. And you're saying that Sweet Shorelines have been selected to take part in this competition? That's right. The email looks totally legit. They gave me an itinerary with a bunch of precise dates, and they attached legal waivers to read through. I haven't signed it yet, but I'd like to get back to them ASAP. This opportunity is too good to pass up on. If we want Sweet Shoreline to become popular, we've got to take part in this contest. We've just gotta. It'll expand our reach a whole bunch, whether we win or lose. What do you think, Naoya? Do you want to go through with it? Ichigo's enthusiasm is contagious. I want to agree as a matter of course, but a few nagging doubts make me pause. If the email we received is indeed legit, I think it sounds like a good idea, but you said the competition is in Tokyo? Yeah, so? We have to take a few days off work to travel there, and you'll need to skip out on your uni lecture. Is that really alright? It'll be fine. Ichigo waves one hand dismissively. The competition's not far, like another 2 months. We've got a while to plan out all the itty-bitty details. Besides, we'd only be in Tokyo for a week, if that. I wouldn't have to miss too many lessons. And what would happen to miss my Amori's Cafe with its top waitresses gone? She can give the other women some extra shifts. I'm sure she'll be fine with it if we give her enough notice. Besides, we only formed Sweet Shoreline to help her cafe. We're representatives of her business. If we go to the Rising Star Cup, we'll bring her a load of new customers, guaranteed. That's a good point. I can't refute that. The logistics of the venture shouldn't be too hard to work out, but there are greater concerns that this weighing upon me. I have no problem with the venture, personally. Yay, I knew I could rely on you, Naoya. But this isn't something I should be deciding. I won't be performing even if we do go to Tokyo. I'm just your glorified cheerleader. You should really run this by Ku and Miyuki first before committing to anything. Ichigo might be jumping up and down for joy at this opportunity, but I very much doubt Miyuki will share her sentiments. She might. Miyuki thought she appears stern, is surprisingly shy. It took a lot of coaxing to get her to dance in front of the patrons of the Seaside Cafe, let alone hundreds of thousands of fans on a huge stage. While she really is, will she really be able to cope? Yeah, that's a good point. I wouldn't want to make Mayuyu uncomfortable. If she doesn't want to do it, I'll have to call the whole thing off, but it really would be a pity. This is like the chance of a lifetime, and I don't want to pass it up. We might never get another shot like this. It's now or never. Hey Naoya, I just had a thought. Huh? I look at Ichigo from over the breakfast table. It's around 7:30 now, and we both showered off our sleepiness and gotten dressed. Ichigo cooked a hearty Japanese breakfast with white rice and miso soup. I love miso soup. And we're both digging into it with our chopsticks. Ichigo's first lecture isn't until 9, the same as my shift at the Seaside Cafe as such. We can afford to take our time. I'm chewing on a mouthful of seaweed salad, enjoying its chewy texture when Ichigo speaks up. I swallow my mouthful of food, then incline my head in her direction. What is it? It's about the Rising Star Cup. Well, of course it is. That's all we've been talking about this morning since Ichigo barreled into my room to wake me up. It's a pretty big opportunity, like Ichigo said, so I guess it'd be weirder if it wasn't playing on her mind. I'm still sizzling up our options, too. I'd like to break the news to Ku and Mayugi myself, but I'm not so sure I'll have the chance. My schedule's packed this week. I've got, loads of stuff to do at university. I don't think I'll be able to take any shifts at the cafe until the weekend. Ah, I see. I think I can tell where Ichigo's going with this. Do you want me to tell Ku and Miyuki about the news then? If you could, that'd be a huge help. I like Ku and Miyuki plenty. We're all, great friends, but you've known them even longer than I have. You three are super close. I bet you'd do an even better job talking Miyuki over than I could. She seems to trust you. You know exactly how to get on her good side. So, you want me to persuade Miyuki to go along with it? If you could, it'd be appreciated. I wouldn't want to strong arm Miyuki into anything. Not if she's super opposed to the idea. But I really do think this would be good for her. I'm not just saying that because I really, really want to take Pat in the Rising Stars Cup. Though I do. Of course I want to see Shirori. Miyuki is pretty shy, and she's super down on herself. Working as a cafe idol has helped with her self-confidence, but she still has ways to go. I think if we sang and danced on a huge stage in Tokyo, it'd help her out a lot. I want what's best for her. No, for all of us. As Sweet Shoreline leader, the happiness of my fellow idols is paramount. Ichigo proclaims proudly, one hand pressed against her puffed out chest. She's talking pretty big, like a big shot business exec, but I can see how earnest she is. Ichigo cares about Ku and Miyuki a lot. She wants to keep pushing them so they can be the best version of themselves they can be. I think that's admirable. Sure. I reply with a smile. I'll talk to Ku and Miyuki for you. With some luck, they should agree to it. Miyuki might be a bit shy, but I know she wants the Seaside Cafe to be successful. She should be fine with it if we all promise to support her. That should go without saying. We never would come this far if we didn't stick together. I have faith in us. Same here. I drank the last vestiges of my miso soup, which tastes delicious. Ichigo's cooking always does. Then flash Ichigo a thumbs up. Just leave everything to me. Well, don't fuck it up, Junkie. You got this. The Rising Stars Cup, huh? Miyuki ponders, her arms crossed. It's lunchtime, and we've only just found a spare moment to tell Miyuki and Ku about the Rising Star Cup. It took about 5 minutes to fully explain everything. I doubt I did as thorough a job as Ichigo, but I should have covered all the bases. Now Miyuki's looking at me askance, her dark hair tumbling over her slender shoulders. You say we have been invited to participate in this competition? That's right. Ichigo told me about it this morning. She was incredibly excited. She said it was the chance of a lifetime. Miyuki brow furrows. That may be true, but let us say, hypothetically, that I agreed to participate in this competition. How many other competitors would there be? And how many people would come to watch us perform? I'm not sure, but I think the venue will be pretty crowded. Ichigo said the stadium the competition takes place in is massive. I think it can seat about 10,000 people. 10,000? Miyuki gasps at me. Her eyes are so wide her pupils get lost in the whiteness, tiny pinpricks in a sea of white. I see her fingers grip her legs tight beneath the desk. Her whole body is taut, her spine ramrod straight. She looks even more anxious than I feared, and I haven't even spilled all the details yet. I guess I'd better do that, so Miyuki can make a fully informational decision. That's not all, though. The event will be broadcasted live online, so people at home can watch it. Since it's a popular annual event, this might inflate the numbers into the hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands? Miyuki echoes, her eyes still comedically large. And all these people, they would all be watching me? Technically, they would be watching Sweet Shoreline, but yeah, you're not wrong. If you don't take part in the competition, you'll be exposed to a lot of people. Wait, if you do take part in this competition, you'll be exposed to a lot of people. It'll be big publicity for Sweet Shoreline, but I can understand it being overwhelming. You aren't wrong about that. Miyuki leans back in her chair, her face pale. I feel overwhelmed simply thinking about it. I have no idea how I would ever be able to perform under some circumstances. Does that mean you're not interested then? It is a lot to take in. I still need to give it some time, though. I still need to give it some thought. I see. I heave a small sigh of relief. Miyuki's reply isn't exactly promising, but it's better than outright refusal. I think I should be able to take her around if I try to be gentle. Boy, do I wish I'd struck all my stats into conversations back in high school rather than intimidation. I might be good at psyching out guys with nails stood and baseball bats, but I'm not the best when it comes to comforting pretty young women like Miyuki. I've spent a bunch of time with Ichigo, yeah, but she's too tomboyish, despite her love for all things idly. She's never really needed my reassuring. Miyuki, on the other hand, is a whole other matter. Well, I never force you into anything you don't want to do, but Sweet Shoreline's first music video was immensely successful on MyTube. It has almost 3 million views. A lot of people have seen you sing and dance already, and most of them liked what they saw. I don't think you have anything to be concerned about if it's your skills that are bothering you. You're incredibly talented, Miyuki, more than you might think. Really? I don't know about that. Miyuki demurs while coiling a strand of black hair around her finger. I would like to think my abilities have improved somewhat, but I doubt I'm good enough to perform in front of that many people. I imagine a lot of very popular groups will be taking part in this competition. I was surely pale in comparison to them. I would only make us look foolish. That is not true. You are more talented than you think, Miyuki. If you were not, we wouldn't have not been selected to take part in this competition. Is that what the spirits have told you? It is what my own common sense is informing me of. We were selected to take part in this cup for a reason, and that reason is not bound by any prophecy. Fate has nothing to do with it, nor destiny. We were selected because we have worked hard, and we have results to show for it. We were talented, and that includes you. Please, try to have more confidence. I have been trying to, but it's not always easy. I know it would be prudent to accept this offer, but I cannot help but worry. Miyuki looks between Ku and I, her brown eyes full of concern. What if I fall over my own feet, or make a fool of myself? Hundreds of thousands of people would watch me fail. I would become a laughingstock. That. Miyuki's fingers tense about her hair, so tightly I'm afraid she'll tear strands of it out. Well, it would be far too embarrassing. If that happened, I think I would die. No, you won't die. I can promise you that much. How do you know that? I have peered into your future on numerous occasions, silly Miyuki, and your death is a very, very long way away. You have many years ahead of you, so do not worry. This competition shall not spell your end. If you are in need of further convincing, though, Ku reaches into her pocket, then extracts a pack of cards. She opens the pack She opens the pack up and pulls a card out, seemingly at random, then flashes it to Miyuki and I. This card depicts a wheel, supported by a winged man with long flowing hair. The text of the card is in English, but I think I can make it out. The Wheel of Fortune. Does that say? Ku nods. What does that mean? Is it a good omen? Ku nods again. The Wheel of Fortune represents destiny, success, and luck. It is a good card. If we apply this to the Rising Stars Cup, then, well, Ku smiles. Things should go well, regardless of whether we win or lose. It will be an opportunity regardless. I am quite excited by the prospect. You're not afraid? Ku shakes her head. There is no point fearing the future. It is rare we humans can alter it. Then why do you try so hard to preempt it? So I may prepare myself for what could occur. It is foolhardily to go into war without any tactics, simply hoping for success. The future is the same. I like to have some warning as to how things will transpire, but even I understand that there is often precious little I can do. We are all cogs, after all, caught to face mighty mechanization. We should not worry over much, but instead try to enjoy ourselves. That is the best way to live. Wow, how very how philosophical. I ain't gonna lie, that those words about being a cog, man, really fucking hit a nerve. Jesus. Why am I tearing up a little bit? Fucking hell. From a fucking game. Jesus. Thank you, I do try. So what do you think? Did the cards reassure you, Miyuki? You know, I don't believe in tarot cards. I think it's a lot of hocus pocus. I love hocus pocus. But I guess it did make me feel a bit better. If you'd pulled the death card, I'd be having some reservations. But the Wheel of Fortune sounds like a good omen. You are right. This is a good opportunity and it would be a shame to waste it. I want to work on my confidence issue, and taking part of this cup should help. It might be nice to try something new, and it will not be the end of the world if we lose. Even if things do go wrong, Miyuki pauses, her face flushed, while she toys with her hair. You'll be there to comfort me, won't you, Ku? Always. You can count on me, Miyuki. I would never abandon you. I am not fickle, like the spirits. I am steadfast. You're my dear friend, and I love you. It is as simple as that. Oh, Ku. Miyuki exhales. She looks touched by Ku's sentimental words, because her pale cheeks are beginning to turn pink. Thank you for always watching out for me. If we stay together, I feel like I really can do anything. Will you take part in the competition, then? I suppose I must. It would be churlish to refuse an invitation, if it is what's made directly to us. I would like to see where this leads us, although? There is some kind of catch? Is there some kind of catch? You said this competition is held in Tokyo? Uh-huh. I nod. Where Miyuki's going with this, exactly. We will have to take time off work to participate, which will require Miss Mayamori's approval. Before this can go ahead, we must first talk to her. Oh yeah, good point. I got so fixated on securing Miyuki's consent, I'd almost forgotten about Miss Mayamori. She's the owner of the Seaside Cafe, which makes her Sweet Shoreline's de facto manager. Nothing can get done without her approval. Now, I wonder what she'll say about all of this. Let's go talk to her. I return to work once my lunch break has come to a close, and I'm kept busy for the rest of my shift. I run myself ragged, performing menial tasks, wiping down tables and sweeping the floor so it sparkles. I'm anxious to get in Miss Mayamori's good books, so she'll approve Sweet Shoreline's upcoming excursion to Tokyo. It isn't until the cafe closes that I seek Miss Mayamori out, so I can ask her about the competition. I find my employer behind the counter in the cafe, counting out the change from the till. She looks busy, but this matter is so important. I can't wait. Jesus. I clear my throat so that to attract her attention, then launch into a little spiel. The Rising Star Cup. Miss Mayamori listens to me intently, nodding her here and then when I pause for breath. Eventually, I finish with a, "So, what do you think? Do you want us to take part?" "Well, what do you think?" Miss Mayamori rejoins, her face all smiles. "You hardly need to ask. This is incredibly good news." "It sounds like a wonderful opportunity." "What? Really?" I blink at Miss Mayamori, nonplussed. I hadn't imagined our talk would go quite this well. "If we do participate in this competition, we'll have to leave the cafe for a few days. Is that alright?" "Of course it is." Miss Mayamori waves one hand carelessly, just as Ichigo did over the breakfast table this morning. It might be a bit inconvenient, that is true, but the publicity we'll earn, though, through this competition should more than make up for it, particularly if it's as big as you say it is. Ichigo said it was one of the biggest events in the idol industry. Apparently it's streamed live on the internet to hundreds of thousands of fans. Hundreds of thousands, you say? Miss Mayamori leans across the counter, her eyes glinting with an almost animal instinct. Interesting. She looks a bit like a predator. A lioness, perhaps? I just snipped out a tasty morsel. Would that make me a sad, herbivorous rabbit? This is truly amazing. It's some of the best news I've heard in, well, weeks. I've not heard of this competition before, but I'm not one to look at a gift horse in the mouth. That figures. Miss Mayamori might be the owner of the Seaside Cafe, which Sweet Idol Shoreline represents, but as far as I'm aware, she knows next to nothing about idol culture. She never would have hit upon the idea of establishing her own group of cafe idols were it not for Ichigo. The real brains behind this operation, Miss Mayamori, is at this point nothing more than a figurehead. This will be a great boon to my cafe, and of course, it will be of valuable experience to you too. I've always been of the opinion that you youngsters should put yourselves out there. You ought to make the most of every moment. Your teenage years don't last forever, and there are some things you can only experience while you're young. Now, get out there and break a leg, but not literally, of course. I'll be rooting for you. Well, I glance away, abashed at the sheer strength behind Miss Mayamori's support, and run a hand through my hair. Thanks, I guess. It's no problem. When did you say this competition is? It's over the summer, in June, I think. I'll be sure to set a reminder on my phone then. Are you going to watch us perform? Naturally. I'd love to watch it in person, if I could. But I doubt this is possible. I will need to remain here to keep an eye on the store. I'll have to watch the live streams instead. It'll be a poor substitute for the real live viewing deal, but it's better than nothing. That's for sure. Maybe I can even set up a screen in the cafe to broadcast the whole show to our patrons. That should generate a lot of hype. I'm sure our cafe will be packed with people who come to watch you. I can imagine it now. Miss Mayamori clasps her hands in front and look out to the distance. Her expression is dreamy. Our earnings will shoot through the roof. I mean, we will be swimming in money. Ooh. Right. I think I can see why Miss Mayamori is so thrilled about this. For all her fancy spiel about making the most of one's youth, the main thing she cares about is, always will be, money. Perhaps that's an inevitable symptom of growing older. Adults are all obsessed with acquiring large amounts of capital, and Miss Mayamori is more transparent than most. She's so shameless. So, how did it go? Ichigo examines me curiously, her hands linked beneath her back. I decided to meet up with Ichigo on the beach after work alongside Ku and Mayuki. The four of us are standing on the golden sand by the rolling surf. The sky is bright as azure blue overhead, studded with flurry clouds, and the warm sunlight beat down on the crown of my head. A gentle breeze stirs Ichigo's characteristic pigtails, so they flutter. She grins. Did you talk things through with Ku and Mayuyu? Indeed I did. And? Ichigo casts her eyes over Ku and Mayuki. What do you think? Was Naoya able to talk you over with his silver tongue? Naoya is rather less suave than you're giving him credit for. He's no smooth-talking secret agent, but he did make quite the convincing argument. I'd not heard of this Rising Stars Cup until he spoke of it. I can't say I like the thought of performing in front of hundreds of thousands of people, but Mayuki inhales, then runs a hand through her dark tresses. From what I have gleaned, this event is quite the prestigious one. We were fortunate to be invited to it, so we ought to attend. That would be the sensible thing to do. I'm still nervous, but It should be alright. At least I think it will. I won't be alone. I'll be with you, Ichigo and Ku, too. And, of course, Miyuki swallows the dart of a half-lidded look in my direction. Naoya will be there, too. It shouldn't be so bad, really. You'll be fine, Miyuki. Ku gives Miyuki a thumbs up. I know you find singing and dancing embarrassing, but it won't kill you, not even if you make a mistake. I have consulted the tarot, and they say you are not fated to die until many, many years from now, when you are an old lady. Oh, that's a relief. Miyuki replies with some hesitation, her brow furrowed. Thank you for putting things into perspective, I suppose. It's no problem. If you wish to know more about your future, you can always ask me. There's nothing I cannot divine. Oof, 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 oof. Right, well, putting my own inevitable death to one side, Miyuki glances away from Ku. That is my expression. It's the best way to deal with her, particularly when she goes into her Akali mode. Then offers Ichigo a tremendous smile. Let's do this. I believe in us. I believe in us too, as do the spirits. They are watching over us, and they shall protect us. I don't know much about spirits. You and me both, Ichigo. But I like the sound of that. I'm like so happy I could sing. But I've got to know what Miss Mayamori said to our little plan. Did she ask her about it? Did you ask her about it, Naoya? I did, yeah. And did you get her seal of approval? I nodded my head in assent. She seemed really enthusiastic about it, the idea. Even more than you are, if you can credit that. Well, that figures. She must be thinking about her profits margins. This is like a super lucrative opportunity for her in her business. The hearts of the adults are all corrupted. They love money more than anything. That is why they cannot see into the spirit realm. They are too concerned with mortal affairs. They are very sad creatures. You say that, but aren't you an adult too, Ku? Legally, yes, but mentally, I felt that. Ku smiles faintly. I will always be a child at heart. Me too, I felt that, Ku. I don't know if that is something to be proud of. You'll have to face reality at some point or another. That is an essential part of growing up. We all grow up in different ways. Take you, for instance. You're younger than me, Miyuki, yet you have the temperament of a granny. What was that? Miyuki stares at Ku aghast. You take that back. Why should I? It's the truth. You're so stern like my own grandmother, and you're very traditional. Rice crackers are your favorite snack, and when it gets cold, you have to wear heat pads. You often complain that your back hurts. You're bad at using technology in your clothes. Alright, that's enough from you. Miyuki presses a hand against Ku's treacherous mouth. Her face is so hot with embarrassment it's positively burning. Are you supposed to be my friend, Ku, or my mortal enemy? Ku replies instinctively throughout Miyuki's fingers. Miyuki sighs. That's what I thought. Do you understand what she was saying, Miyuki? Of course. Ku and I have been friends for so long, we know everything about each other. Miyuki cast Ku a sour look. Even unpalatable things that some of us would prefer to keep a secret. I don't mind at all if you're like a granny, Mayuyu. Grannies are cute. After all, I think it's a charm point. Not you too. Miyuki lets her hand fall from Ku's mouth, then pouts. You don't think I act like a granny, do you, Naoya? Well, crap. How am I supposed to answer that? Miyuki glittered at me. What does she want? The truth or a white lie? For all Ku's airy-fairy talk about the spirits, she's very grounded when it comes to reading other people. I think her assessments of Miyuki's character were spot on, personally, but I don't think Miyuki appreciates it. What should I say? I'll say, no, you don't act like a granny. You don't act like a granny, Miyuki. Not even a little bit. Well, I knew that. Miyuki herms her arms folded. It's nice to have a bit of clarification, though. I should have known you were messing with me, Ku. Huh? But I was being serious. Maybe I was just telling you a white lie to spare your delicate feel. Now, everyone, what were we fighting for? We're supposed to be supporting one another. That's what Sweet Shoreline is all about. We'll never be able to win the Rising Stars Cup if we're at each other's throats. Oh, yes. Miyuki blinks abashed. My apologies, I must have forgotten myself. That's alright, the competition's not for another couple of months, so we have some time to shore up our teamwork. We've got to get our singing and dancing perfect for the contest. Before that, though, Ichigo beams her purely white up brights in the afternoon sunlight. Why don't we have a party? There's a karaoke booth out there with our names all over it, and I want to sing Shuri's greatest hits until I can sing no more. That's what being young is all about. Alright, go team. Yeah, yahoo! Yahoo! Let's go! Miyuki intones with a half-hearted pump of her fist. She doesn't sound all that confident, but Ichigo's right. We still have time to work on that. The Rising Stars Cup is 2 months away. That's ample time to whip Sweet Shoreline into shape. At least, I hope it is. If not, we might be in a bit of trouble. After that, the time passes in a blur. Ichigo spends her days divided between university lectures, shifts at the Seaside Cafe, and rigorous practice sessions with Sweet Shoreline. She, alongside Ku and Miyuki, work hard on their singing and their dancing whenever they can afford to. They brush up on their old material, but they also hammer out new songs and dance to perform to for the Rising Cups. This is our first time performing on a real stage. We should give it our all, and that means working on new material. We can't rely on old songs we've already uploaded to our MyTube channel. They're not fun and fresh anymore. We really need to amp things up. I want to impress our fans. And of course, I want to impress Shirori. Writing a new song is like the bare minimum. I won't let us coast. We're Sweet Shoreline and we're going to make a huge splash. That's what Ichigo says, and I have no reason to doubt her. Nobody knows more about the industry than Ichigo, the self-proclaimed idol professor. Miyuki writes the lyrics for the new song, while Ku composes it. This process takes a few weeks, but it results in a high-energy song that suits Sweet Shoreline well. Ichigo then takes care of the choreography, as she often does. She leads Ku and Miyuki through their paces day after day on the Golden Beach. This is where Sweet Shoreline have always done the bulk of their rehearsing, the beach being such a wide open space. Pedestrians pause to watch them as they dance, and they all cheer Sweet Shoreline on. Sweet Shoreline, since their debut 8 months prior, have become pretty well known. They're almost like local heroines. It seems like everybody knows who they are, even old folk out walking their dogs by the briny sea. They all seem to be wishing for Sweet Shoreline's success. Sweet Shorelines are working hard, but I don't have much to do. I'm not a performer. I can't dance to save my life. And as for my singing, forget it. Even if I did have a mediocre modicum of talent, which I doubt anybody would want to see me perform. I have to leave the hard work up to Ichigo, Ku, and Miyuki, but I'm sure I'm always there for them. I watch them during practice and cheer them on until my throat is hoarse. I even record some of these practice sessions and edit them together into neat 5-minute long making of videos for our MyTube account. Sweet Shoreline's views on MyTube continue to tick upwards, though they've yet to reveal their brand new song. These semi-regular video uploads help generate hype from among their existing fan base, and new fans trickle in all the while. Sweet Shorelines aren't the most polished idol group out there for all their hard work, and they're not necessarily the most talented, but they look like they're having fun. It's impossible not to smile while watching them. I don't know much about idols, but I think they have something special. These 2 months speed by, and before I know it, the date of our Tokyo trip arrives. Ichigo and I set off together in the morning after sharing a nutritious breakfast. It's a pleasant June day, Not too hot nor too cold. The sunlight beats down on the crown of my head, and a gentle, salty breeze stirs through the streets. And that's what we're going to call it. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I really love these games. I really do. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Let's see. I don't know if we'll be able to finish this in time because Spider-Man is coming out the 20th, so I'll be streaming that. But I'm gonna try, and also the hunting game should be here in a few days that I ordered. But yeah, and we come to that point in the stream where I must thank everybody for stopping by. I appreciate everybody that will stop by. Remember, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and I appreciate it more than you know. And yeah, I must bid you all adieu. Goodbye.